But I just want to say this. I just want to say this now. I've changed my mind. I've changed my mind. Lionel Messi is the GOAT. Lionel Messi is the GOAT. That performance tonight at 35 years of age, almost 20 years into his career, was nothing short of sensational. 35 years of age. The touch, the control, the skill, spellbinding. Spellbinding. He now goes into another World Cup final. And if he lifts it, there is no more debate. If he lifts it, there's nothing else that can be done. And I've been mesmerized by Messi in this tournament. Part of that is to do with his team. As I stated in the opening game, they needed to bring Julian Alvarez in. They had to bring in Enzo. That had to happen. They had to do it. They had to put more youth, more speed around him. It had to come in. As soon as Argentina did that, Messi came back to life because the touch, the pass, the vision didn't dissipate. But the system had to be created around him, which enabled him to not run around as much as he did in his younger years. And this man is timeless with that support. Of course, he scores his penalty, very well taken. I've seen some people state that penalty goals aren't real goals. I've always said that's nonsense, and I'll stand by that statement right now. A goal's a goal is a goal. A goal is a goal is a goal. If Harry Kane scores a penalty the other night, maybe England go on and they're in a semi-final tomorrow against Morocco. He missed. That's it. The second Julian Alvarez goal, the skill. You've got to remember that Messi was up against Guardiola, who is linked with 100 to 150 million pound moves across Europe. All the big teams want him. He's been one of the best centre-backs at this tournament. He turned him inside out, back to front. It was like watching my mum hang out the laundry. He made him look like Titus Bramble at 35 years of age. I will always hold it. I say the best two football players I've ever seen play football are Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo. But tonight, and it's always been close for me, I've never, this nonsense of one is miles clear of the other is a way of speaking about these two aliens that I find massively disrespectful. But tonight, Lionel Messi changed my mind. He is the greatest player of all time. What we just witnessed at a World Cup semi-final is sensational. He now has multiple knockout goals where everybody laughed at him and ridiculed him for not having knockout goals. Scored in every knockout round so far, scored in the group stages, and he has been influential in every single game. Scored an amazing goal in the group stages to put them through when it was looking very sketchy for them. And he's just been the talismanic figure, the captain, the leader that you would want at this point. I would say on paper, this isn't the greatest Argentina side I've ever seen play, but it's the best I've seen Argentina in many a decade. Many a decade. The best they have looked, the most balanced that they have looked. And their manager deserves so much credit because he's made those changes, taking out the Martinez's up front, taking out old man Di Maria, putting in that youth and saying, listen, guys, help Messi. If you help Messi, Messi will help us. And for me, that adaptation, and this is what you've got to understand why Messi's changed my mind. I know how good he's been his whole career, but I am consistent. I am consistent. I am consistent. Always have been, always will be. You won't find a content creator more consistent than me. It's the adaptation. It's how he's changing his role, but still being as effective in different ways. By the way, he's maintaining a mad level of GA, which is important. Anybody that doesn't think GA is important for attackers is defending an average player who passes the eye test. That's it, point blank. Send them my way. If they can beat me in a debate, I'll give them £10,000. No one ever challenges me on it because they know they get ruined. Facts. But Messi has adapted. He's playing differently, but still being as effective. And the greats, the actual greats who go deep into their 30s that are able to do that are the GOATs of football. If you're 35, 36, 37, 38 and still dominating at the highest level, it doesn't matter if somebody 10 years prior had a higher peak than you. Your longevity at the highest level makes you an overall better player because your fitness, your ability to adapt, play multiple positions, gives you a higher footballing IQ, a higher athletic IQ. It doesn't matter if somebody else was on their peak was better than you. If they died out 5 years ago, 6 years ago, 7 years ago, you're better. You're better. It's as simple and as straightforward as that. And Lionel Messi is the GOAT, will remain the GOAT in my eyes. Just sensational. Just sensational. Let's have a look at some of your comments here. Terry, are the Argentina fans the best in terms of atmosphere and guitar? Their singing looks amazing. Listen, the RGs have been great. Croatia were brilliant. The best here in Doha right now is people sporting Morocco. They are the loudest, craziest fans out here. And that's the underdog story. Of course, multiple people from different nationalities and cultures coming together to support them. There are lots of Moroccans here as well. They've been the noisiest. But Argentina fans, I think, I was on a flight over with them. And wow, they've been out of this world. There's no doubt about it. This here says, I'm a fan of both Ronaldo and Messi. However, if Messi wins the World Cup, that's the ultimate tiebreaker between the two. No more debates will be needed. It is the ultimate tiebreaker. But the fact that Messi, for me, has been, now that we're at this stage, I would say Messi has been the best player at this World Cup. There's been loads of people in that debate, but he's in the final now. No one's going to end up playing more games than him. He's been consistent from start to finish, individually. Lionel Messi been the best player at the World Cup at 35 years of age, turning 36 within this season, I believe. Messi is just God when it comes to football. I have to say, Terry, the debate is over. How can anybody not say Messi is the greatest, especially after today, and especially if he wins on Sunday? That's what Joshua Jack says here. No neutral should feel sympathy for this Croatia team. I know you guys probably don't know much about the Balkans, but their national team sang a fascist song against Bosnia. Yeah, I mean, I'm not aware of any of that. If I'm being honest, my understanding of that is very limited. So I'm going to put your comment up and say thank you for sharing it and thank you for the insight. I'm not going to pass judgment either way. I just don't know the ins and outs, and I don't talk about any subject matter that I am not familiar with. But thank you for the super chat, my friend. Argentina is showing there is still room for tough, pragmatic football, especially in knockout football. It's not pretty, but effective. You're absolutely right. I mean, Croatia were the better footballing team for large parts today, but it was friend zone football. It was pass the ball to the edge of the box and then do nothing with it. It's as simple as that. They got it to the edge of the box and they did nothing with it.